I've gone and done it again and made another questionable decision and picked this up. What is this? Well, I don't quite know yet. It is an International Cub Cadet. We've got the International logo on the front, and it still has some of its original decals there. I believe the hood and grille are homemade. A lot of this, obviously, the engine is not original. The back wheels are not original. It's well modified.
I'm going back to the place I ran from. Palm trees, broken roads, desert dust bowl sun, where the bill man will call you almost every week. Which bills to pay today, what's left in the fridge to eat. Where stars frame the night, born out of dreams, just close enough to give hope, but too far to reach. I left there with that hope on fire, the backseat for a bed.
The backstory on this is that I drove past it every day, taking my little guy to school, and it was just sitting under the trees. And so one day I decided to pull up and inquire, and unfortunately the owner's husband had just passed away, and of course it was his tractor, and he's clearly an inventor, and that's how it ended up with, you know, an alternator and headlights, and it's got a winch back here and some rear lights. He had a whole bunch of cars out back, and he would use this to go, even in the winter, go down and fetch parts from them to fix other things and so on. So it's very not original, but I'm going to try and bring it back to as original as I can manage. Obviously, that's where sort of it would be the most valuable, but at the same time, parts availability and cost are a factor, and I would like to, honor somewhat the creative spirit that went into keeping this thing alive all these years. So I'm going to air up the flat tires, drop it out of here. I'm hoping to find a serial number so I can figure out exactly what year it is. It's 1960 to 63 anyway. And then I'll play with it some more later, because I got some other stuff I got to get to. Well, that was only pretty sketchy. Escaped with only the minorest of injuries. I don't know if you can hear this. That tire is leaking like crazy, and somewhere, oh, there it is. That's the serial number we're looking for. I believe from that, if I remember correctly, this is a 1963, 38615. Interestingly, I was having trouble IDing it because the front is different. The hood is very square here, no holes for the hood ornament. And just when I was washing it, I opened it up and look at that. I'm fairly certain a lot of this is home built. Nice little storage tray though, actually. Yeah. I don't like my chances with this battery. What else have we got? Obviously a non-stock engine, but I'm gonna try and get it to run. At least then I can move this thing around and take it from there. And the main thing is I've got the chassis, I've got the dash, I can get decals. If I can get a new grille and hood, I know I can get a hood, but it's costly. If I can get a grille, maybe it's worth it. Got to find some new rear wheels and tires, and I'll probably take the winch off and these lights and just try and get it back original if I can. If I can't do anything with the front end, well, I'll do my best to make it look original. Yeah. I'll do what I can. It's overall, it's pretty cool. It's good to have another old garden tractor in the shop here. All apologies to Wild Turfy sitting there looking like, why aren't you working on me? I just had a look at the serial number chart, and it's a 1962. So how cool is that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, after a couple of months off and on day shift and a little bit of afternoon shift, I'm back to my regularly scheduled silly hours of work. And so you can see from the windows behind me that it is very dark out. It's just after midnight. And over here we have our new little Cub Cadet. I don't want to spend too long because I'm actually pretty tired. Just getting used to the new schedule, but nevertheless, I want to spend a little time on it. I just want to see, I think we'll start with what kind of state is the fuel system in. Kind of gross. But interesting. This thing was parked in some trees for a long time. I drove past it a lot of times and never saw it move. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's just filled with this kind of stuff. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't think this is even gonna seal. Darn it. Okay, well, that's already gotten a little tougher. We need to rig up a fuel tank. Ew. Nasty. I'm not too sure what to expect in here. Well, that smells a bit like gas. I guess I should get a pat or something. Actually, not too bad. Just a little bit of schmutz in the bottom. Not too bad. I think we'll let that have a bath in the ultrasonic and figure something out for a fuel tank and see if this thing runs. Well, that was a bit of an unexpected disappointment. I really thought that, you know, tomorrow kind of thing I'd be going up and down the driveway with this. So I have to figure out some kind of fuel tank. I don't want to invest a whole lot of money into this engine though, because this engine, hopefully I can find a Kohler and this engine will come out. But until I can drive it around, I don't know, I'm at a bit of a loss. Where do I invest? Where do I take the risk, right? So anyway, for now, that's where it sits. Well, it's that time of year where you get to listen to my furnace while we record, so yay! Anyway, should shut off soon. I have the ultrasonic warming up. So might as well get this carb off of here and clean while I figure out what I'm gonna do about the fuel tank disaster. Ah, there we go. Now I can hear myself think. Choke there. Okay. What are we hung up on now? Oh, that might help. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, and then a linkage and a spring. There we go. This actually doesn't look bad at all. Doesn't look bad at all. I'm just gonna give it a quick soak and we'll take it from there. Whew. Well, that all looks better. There's a little bit of schmutz in there, but it's gone, so I think we'll call that good enough. Well, it's late in the evening again. I guess technically Thursday morning, which means that tomorrow is large item pickup around here. And as you may or may not know, a lot of stuff has come in here on large item pickup. And today, some stuff has to go, especially with the arrival of the Cub Cadet here. So I'm looking at these 3 red mowers behind me. I'm allowed 2 items, so 2 of them are gonna go out to the curb tomorrow. And I think my victims are probably that Mastercraft with the 4-horse Tecumseh. I've really not had any luck getting it to run right. It's missing a few parts that I just can't seem to get my hands on. This MTD here, again, I can't get the right carb. I can't get it to run right. How much time and money do I invest in these things really when, you know, it's an old mower. It's worth 25 bucks, 30 bucks, 40 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever. It's not worth it. This Toro, on the other hand, maybe, except that the parts that are missing are very expensive. But maybe I can find, at one point I was going to take the handle off of probably that one and put it on there or something like that. I think that's not going to happen, but I'm just going to sort of box this one up, park it outside for the winter, and maybe next large item pickup, maybe it goes out. I don't know. We'll see. I got enough to do. Well, it's that time again to do another little thing to the Maverick. It's an easy little thing. It's pretty fun. It's useful. It's something that Ford started that's really cool, and then they dropped the ball. But first thing I have to do, actually, is get Top Tech seat out. With that out of the way, we can take care of the next step. I've cut up this piece of 1/4-inch paneling. Might look kind of familiar, same as what's on the walls here. I'll post a link in the description so you can get the dimensions yourself as well as the files. I enlisted the help of my sister. I may have mentioned her before, the RN. Super proud of her, and they've been messing around with 3D printing. So this is a file for some adapters for the FITS, F-I-T-S, FITS connectors, or whatever you want to call them, attachments on the Maverick. And these are sized for 832 nut, and basically just, or 1032, I guess. 1032 by 3/4 seems to be about right. And we're just gonna pop this together, and then I'll show you where it's gonna go. All right, that was easy. There. Ford has seen fit to put FITS connectors in here in 4 locations. These ones are a little bit lower, so a bit smaller. You'd have a very small compartment there. Well, it extends under quite a ways. Might almost be convenient, but anyway. There, now we have a divider. And what I'm probably going to do is actually just attach a little tie down here so that I'll probably keep my winter emergency shovel under here. I can strap the handle to it and set it that way. I had it in here before and it was just sliding back and forth. It was really annoying. But I can strap it to this now. And I mean, I guess a guy could make all kinds of, you could make this out of anything you wanted. You could make it just a bar so you could strap things to it. You could make it out of aluminum. You do whatever you want. But yeah, fits in there perfectly. It's not going anywhere. It's secure. Awesome. I'd keep all kinds of stuff under here except that Top Tech's chair sits on top of it, so it's not that convenient. Next thing we're going to look after today is this fuel tank. I did look for a replacement, and I don't know, they're not that expensive, but I can't quite be sure they're the right ones. And I mean, really, this, if anything, hopefully, if everything works out, this is going to be just kind of a spare engine anyway. So I'm hoping that I can just clean this tank out. I've unbolted what I believe is a bit of a bracket on the other side, like a securing bracket. It's just a bolt. I've just loosened it off. So I'm not sure if this will come off or not, but we're about to find out. I believe this bolt goes right into the tank, actually. Okay. Yeah, there we go. It does. Right through there. So here's my line of thinking. It's only gross on the bottom where water was sitting. The rest is fine. So I'll give it a dose of rust remover. And we'll see how it goes. This is just, I couldn't find anything to plug the outlet, so I've just found a piece of tubing and run it back up in here, so that's all that is. Here we go. And we let this sit for like as little as half an hour. Probably better to go overnight. Sounds like it's working. Plan B, guys. I need to find out what to do if it gets all over your skin, because that thing evidently is rusted through and leaks like crazy. So I managed to get it in a bucket. But I got a big mess to clean and I got to read that label. Well, as I figured, it's an acid, so I'm going to go wash my clothes and wash myself, and most of the stuff in here has been wiped down. It'll be, whatever is in danger will be fine. It's already starting to itch, so. Well, that was interesting. I know better than that, but really, let my moment of stupidity be a learning experience for you. When you're messing with a new chemical, read the label first. Not just how to use it. I read how to use it, but I didn't think what to do if I got it all over me, or what if it got in my eyes, or somehow managed to ingest some of it. It's probably good stuff to know beforehand. So, read the label. I've got a new fuel tank coming for this. Actually, it should be here pretty soon, but we're out of time this week, so you're gonna have to wait till next week to see if we can get this thing running. Till then, keep it in the litter box. Cheers.